I've decided to do a reading vlog, because I've got a lot of really good reading done. Recently I should have started filming on the weekend, but I didn't know I was gonna have such a good reading weekend, but I read a whole book on the weekend. I read Black Hearts by Nicole Casterman, and I really enjoyed it. It was not at all what I was expecting, but I ended up really enjoying it, and I'm really excited for the second one. The second one is gonna be what I was expecting from the first one, but I still really liked it. It had a really nice, it was just basically like a historical fiction romance, but it was really good. Then, yesterday I started reading The Hating Game, and I'm already halfway through, which is funny because it kind of irritated me at the beginning, and now I'm like in love with it, which is kind of like the characters. How they irritated each other at the beginning, and now they're basically in love. It's about these two people who hate each other, but then they don't hate each other, which probably means they never hated each other. They just were acting like it because they didn't know what else to do with their feelings. Anyway, I'm reading this with my friend Amber, and we're both really enjoying it. Like, I'm in love with it at this point. I'm in love with it at this point. And we both love... What? You talking to me? And we both love the main guy, Josh. Oh my goodness gracious. He is lovely. I am currently making chicken Caesar salad. Hellman's chicken Caesar salad. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, it's Tuesday, July 3rd, in case that's important to you at all.
Yeah, where you just went to the, and we haven't seen anyone walk to that system. Although today, for example, there's the headbutt, which was called for a yellow card.
Or hot squirrel. Hot summer nights must include ice cream with lots of junk food in it. Okay, so I am on chapter 20, which is page 249 of The Hating Game. And, ugh, it's so good. The only thing, though, that's really frustrating about it is that the dialogue is really, really badly formatted. And half the time I don't know who's talking. Or not even that I don't know who's talking, but I think somebody else is talking, but then it turns out it's the other person because of the way it's formatted. It's terrible. And at this point, like, that's the only thing that's stopping me from enjoying it, like, so much. I'm also kind of getting used to how this author is formatting it, but it's wrong, so it still confuses me a lot of the time. And like, I feel like if I fit like this is like a 5-star book for me. I'm in love with it, but the freaking dialogue and I don't want to like not rate it 5 stars just because of the dialogue formatting, because like in a way that's the publisher's fault and not the author's fault. Like, it's kind of the author's fault, but it's the publisher's job to make sure that that's formatted properly before it gets published, not the author's. So, I don't know. But anyway, I'm really close to the end. It's so good. I have to stop, though, because I have to go to bed. It's after midnight. And also, I'm way ahead of my friend. I'm like, well, not that far ahead. I'm 50 pages ahead of her, I think. But she'll probably catch up to me real fast. Oh my god, it's hot in this car. Holy F. Ew! It's 37 degrees outside, and it's humid, so it probably is like 43 or 44, like it was on the weekend. Disgusting. With humidity, it was 46 degrees on Canada Day. Oh my god. And if you're American, look that shit up. Anyway, I am just recording because I need to talk about the book I'm reading. Okay, so, The Hating Game. As I mentioned before, it irritated me at the beginning, but I'm so in love with it. Like, I'm so in love with it now. Which is funny because the formatting of the dialogue is, like, makes the reading experience a little frustrating sometimes. Are you turning too? Yes. But I love the characters in the story so much. Lucy's okay. She's kind of irritating, mostly because she's so fucking clueless. But I love Josh. He's my book boyfriend, my newest one. Anthony and I were gonna have tacos for supper, but then he texted me and said to just get Burger King because it's gonna be too hot to cook because our air conditioning is still not hooked up, and it's gonna definitely be too hot to cook. We freaking cooked chicken yesterday and it was death. It was terrible. Thank you. Have a good day. Okay, so this book doesn't say why they hate each other, and it just kind of made it hard for me to kind of believe, I guess, all the stuff they were doing, or feel for them or anything, just because I don't understand like where it stemmed from. Okay, you got there before me. Fuck off. I hate people who don't know how to drive. It's so good. Like, this is like
First of all, it's pretty funny, but it's not like, I feel like, for me at least, because I think Sophie Kinsella books are hilarious. It's not like Sophie Kinsella funny, but it got some funny parts, and some parts that definitely made me laugh out loud. And it should be a movie, because I will watch it every night. And I know he doesn't have dark hair, but can Chris Hemsworth please play Joshua? And can I please play Lucy? I know I'm not Australian and I'm not super short, but I can learn an Australian accent. It's so good. I just am just like swooning over Josh so much. While reading this book, I've thought about how you don't have to love a book from the very beginning to love it or rate it 5 stars, at least in my opinion, because to me a 5-star book is a book that I love. If I use the word love to describe how I felt about it, it gets 5 stars. Like, why wouldn't it? I was thinking about how you don't have to be in love with it from the very beginning, and most books that I end up loving and rating 5 stars, I don't love from the very beginning. And there were some that really irritated me or frustrated me in the beginning, which I think is funny because it's the same with people. And then it made me think of the friggin' Fault in Our Stars line that I fell in love the way you fall asleep slowly and then all at once, which was like pretty much exactly how most 5-star books happen for me, is that I'm not usually in love with it. Either there's something off about it, I'm not sure how I feel about it, or I'm enjoying it, and then all of a sudden just something just releases inside of me while I'm reading this book, and then all of a sudden I'm in love with it, and I'm just like, oh my god, now I'm obsessing. And I just thought that was really interesting, and I kind of wanted to make a video about that. I kind of might want to try and make it creative, but I don't know. I'm not that creative in that aspect. Sometimes I'm not very good at that, but I wanted to try because I really liked that. I thought that was cool, that you can fall in love with books the same way you fall in love with people. Hey, so I just finished reading The Hating Game. It was really good. So, I loved it. I've already talked about this. The dialogue formatting was terrible, but the story and the characters were top-notch. I loved it. I loved it. Oh my god. He told me to read one of the books that I bought on the weekend. I'll show you the books I bought. So I got Stranger Than Fiction by Chris Colfer, which I've wanted for a while, but I wanted it in paperback, so it's finally in paperback. And then I got Meg, which is the one I was supposed to read next, but I basically just have to read it before the end of July. And then the one that Anthony suggested, which is Big Water, which this takes place on Georgian Bay. And it's about a ship that sinks and only 2 people survive, and it's based on a true story. I'm really tired, and I feel kind of sick because of the tiredness and also because of the heat. Our air conditioning's fixed again, but the house is actually quite a bit cooler now. It's nice, but I'm still very warm. So I should go to bed, and I'll think on it, and we'll see what I feel like reading tomorrow. I decided last minute on Big Water by Andrea Curtis, because this is the one that Anthony told me to read, and so far this year I've been reading mostly books that Anthony's been picking out for me, so I decided to just keep that going. And it's really short, so hopefully I can keep up my good reading streak this week and finish this before the end of the week. That'd be great, and then I can read Meg after. I feel like this is a really good transition book from cute, adorable contemporary into a book about a giant shark dinosaur, because this one I'm pretty sure is gonna have like a love story in it, because it's about the only 2 survivors of this big boat ship wreck. And they're both teenagers, so this is gonna be like a combination of the 2, I feel like, and it'll be a good transition into Meg. Anyway, I also just found out that Saving Mason is going to be available by next Tuesday, which I'm super excited about. If it's already out by the time this video goes up, I will put links in the description for you. Oh my god, it is so nice in my house. I love air conditioning. I just read 43 pages of Big Water. I'm like already almost halfway through because it's really short. And man, it got started right away. Like, the story started when the boat was already like almost sinking. So almost everyone is dead. It's really good though. It's really good. I was gonna stop reading after chapter 3, but I couldn't. So I'm making myself stop after chapter 4. But this is, I feel like, the same as The Hating Game. If I had the time, I could probably read this in one sitting. So I finally finished watching Death Note. I finished the last half of the series almost. Well, not the last half. Almost though. The last like 12 episodes basically I watched without Anthony because he didn't like it anymore. I'm gonna say the whole second half was, it got pretty lame. And then the last 10 episodes or so were ridiculous and way too far-fetched. Like, the show's already far-fetched, but it was so far-fetched with all the things that they were doing and the things that they were planning and how they did things, and it was ridiculous. But the last 10-15 minutes was so good. It was so good, and someone I work with told me that the last 10 minutes would make up for it all, and I was like, okay, and he was right. It was amazing. I almost cried when it was over. It was good. Fuck, it was good. Now it's time for me to watch the movie and complain about it. I don't know. Maybe the movie will be fun. Who knows? I'm on page 104 of Big Water. It's good. I'm enjoying it. I'm about halfway through, a little tiny bit more than halfway through. And yeah, it's good, but I'm going to take a break. And I don't know. I might read more later tonight, but I might be done for tonight. At the library. Volumes 2 and 3 of Giant Days, and volumes 6, 7, and 8 of Saga. Super excited. Feel like I'm probably not going to be reading Meg right away. I feel like when I'm done reading Big Water, I'm gonna just dive into all these, but we'll see. We'll see. I have until the end of July basically to read them, so. Just finished Big Water by Andrea Curtis, and it was really good. I think I'll give it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I also really liked that it takes place on Georgian Bay. I live on Georgian Bay, in case people didn't know. That's why it was really exciting. I liked all of the mentions of Canadian cities and stuff, because that never happens. So that was exciting. I just read the author's note at the end and it made me cry. So anyway, I really liked it. It was good. And yeah, I recommend Big Water by Andrea Curtis. I've decided to start Meg, and I'm very confused because this is a revised and expanded edition. I kind of just wanted to read the original one, but this is the only one my friend's bookstore could get. And there's like a pre-short story or something in it now. And then on page 91 it says, The End of Meg, Origins. The story continues in Meg, a novel of deep terror. And then you turn the page and then it says, Meg, a novel of deep terror, originally published in July 1997, rewritten and republished in January 2015. Why? Why do they have to rewrite it? Why can't I just read the original one? Anyway, I'm starting on page 95. I don't feel like reading the origins. I just want to read about this shark killing people. I'm kind of sad. I thought Jeff Goldblum was actually going to be like, when they said he was in it, I thought he was going to be part of the group that was going to help save the dinosaurs.
Meat buns are cut. What are we going up next? You want me to wash your tomatoes first, or?
They've been washed.
Okay.
It's just like they're so needy right now. They're all lost, and she's like, they said 2 days.
I didn't read anything today. And now I have to go to work tomorrow. I'm so sad that the weekend is over. I might do another reading vlog. I'll end this one here though. And I will see you next week.